Working Mommy Manual listeners, and I always say watchers, but that is creepy, viewers on our YouTube channel. Less creepy. I'm Nicole Corning
Kathleen Wilson.
And we have a super amazing, I'm so excited, guest star. And her name is Dr. Sarika Desai. And I'm going to use doctor because, like, you earned it. And I know you were just going to say Sarika.
I know.
I already knew it. But she's a doctor. But she's not just even a regular doctor. You are a cardiologist. You are my cardiologist.
And one of the few preventative cardiologists working to keep you guys out of the hospital.
That is great.
Especially women.
Yes.
And which is why you are here, to tell us all, especially women, all the things we should be doing, all the things that can keep us healthy, living a long life. Whenever we were talking about how whenever I go see you, I'm like, am I going to die?
Yeah, I said, Nicole, you're going to be okay because you're here.
Yes. I also want to brag on you for a second, because not only are you a doctor, not only are you a cardiologist, there really are. Do you even have the statistics on how many cardiologists are women?
Yeah, actually, in preparation to speaking with you guys today, I'd already known, because there's such a gap. It's actually a male-dominated subspecialty. And there used to be less than 10% of all cardiologists as women.
Wow.
And in Arizona, we've gotten a little bit better, but I think I'm one of 5 for the entire state.
That is crazy.
Of Arizona. So thank you for asking that question, because how can we be the biggest motivators for women to get their heart checked up?
Yeah.
When maybe they don't even feel a relationship to their doctor.
Absolutely. When you don't see yourself in a space, you're like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And then I would say another barrier is, as women, we take on that caretaker role.
Yes.
We take care of everyone else, and then we're like, oh, we need to take care of ourselves,
right?
Yeah. On that point, it's kind of ironic. I'll be sitting in visits where the wife always comes with the husband or the partner or whatever relationship it is, but it's never the woman that's asking me about her own heart health.
Right.
It's her taking care of her child or her asking about her husband. And so I made it a point years ago, after I unfortunately lost the wife of a patient that I was taking care of because she died of a heart attack within 30 days of his hospitalization. And that near just completely affected me and changed the entire way that I practice, because I thought, here was this wonderful woman every day in the hospital taking care of her spouse, and how did I forget to ask her if she was okay?
Oh my God.
And that just completely rewired, because you're not taught that in medical school,
right?
Yes, there are now classes. I'm much older, but there are now classes about.
We're not saying older anymore, we're saying bigger. You have a bigger age.
We are
rebranding.
I love that.
Everyone wants bigger, no one wants old.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I like that. So now there are more classes about the humanistic aspects of medicine, but we didn't really get that in training. And so I had to really, really make it a point now. And people think, I said it's not about the business. It's not that. I'm strictly asking you from a caring standpoint, because I want to make sure you're okay. And out of that, you'd be surprised how many things we pick up in the spouses. So I couldn't agree with you more on that point. We're the last I'm guilty of that. I think I have to stop sometimes and think, when was my last doctor's visit? And so, we have to take care of ourselves as much as possible, but there is such a paucity of females in cardiology that it's a demanding field. It's strict. There's a lot involved. But the thing is, you don't have to be everything to everybody. And I've had to create my own path with that. And sometimes male cardiologists might see that as, well, she doesn't go to the hospital, or she's slacking, or she doesn't do this, or she doesn't work as hard as I do. Yes, I do. I'm still running my entire practice. I'm still managing, like you guys know, employees. But I've chosen that my family is my priority. My self-care is my priority. Because if I can't be mentally stable or happy or satisfied with what I'm doing, I can't take care of you.
Such a good point.
All those things. And I also think that it's so critical that you bring that female aspect in, because everything you talked about is a perspective that men don't typically default to. And I would say for sure men in like our field in financial services, and probably men,
Absolutely.
most men who are doctors. And this is not about men. Like, look, we all love men. We're all married, like dating or married to men. You know, I have sons. You have a son. I forget.
Two sons.
So
Yeah.
look, we're good with the
Yes.
men. It's
Yes.
just that, and it's fascinating to me that in today's day and age, there are
Yeah.
so many spaces where women aren't represented. You know, we only 20% of advisors are women. 10% of cardiologists is like insane. It's
Yeah.
just it's
For the number one killer of women.
and that is so important. Okay, so it's the number one killer of women. It's not a space that there is a lot of female representation. And so what, like, should women be getting baselines? Like what, okay, if a woman is listening right now and she, like, is there an age or is there like a test or like what should she be doing? Because this is the number one thing that could kill her. And if you are the caretaker of your family and you're not around, like,
Everything falls apart.
everything falls apart.
Yes.
Are you also, I know you're Gemini, we just found out. Are you also oldest daughter?
Yes.
I knew it.
We're oldest daughters
We
also.
are all oldest daughters.
Okay, that's why we
Yes.
told.
That is why we are vibing. We nothing against middle or younger or whatever.
But we share
but
that sense of responsibility. We know. I think it's equitable to a third parent because having younger
Yes.
siblings and being you are responsible for them in a way too. And I'm still, my little brother is an interventional cardiologist, but I'm still taking care of him sometimes because I say I think it's a natural thing.
Yes.
But to your point, yes, I would say with women, just at least get your cholesterol checked. You may not even know that my cholesterol is high. I didn't even think about it, right? I think it's very quick for women to think about hormone health or I'm perimenopausal, postmenopausal,
Yep.
but we're the last to ask about our heart health. And if it's a cholesterol panel or you're even interested, how about getting just a picture of your heart arteries? A small picture, which really is affordable these days, even if your insurance didn't cover it, very inexpensive. I know Nicole knows about that very test that I speak of. And there you go. You have your 5 to 10 year risk. You know the picture, the anatomy of your coronaries, which are your heart arteries. I mean, what bigger peace of mind could you possibly have? And if I may,
yeah,
I know
you can tell everything about me because I'm an open book and the stuff we have shared on that we've talked about. Look, I'm trying to keep it high level here, but we have talked about porn on this show before, so like there's really nothing off limits.
well,
like
it's
from
porn- Yes.
from the angle of like
let's be open.
let's just be open.
Yeah.
So
well, your family history and where you are in your life and stress, you're running your own. I mean, I had to make sure that your heart arteries were okay, and you got a big fat 0, which is amazing.
it was. I know.
love
I think you said actually. So I got that. What it's called, a calcium score,
Yes,
or
it's a CT calcium score.
So I got that. So I think everyone should do that.
Yes,
I think
I'm so
like
glad you said
my takeaway from this is if you do one thing, get that CT calcium score, because I've had a number of friends, not women, but men who got that done. And they like one of them was like a triathlete. He wasn't even a friend. It was someone I heard of. So like,
Yeah.
he was a triathlete and he had to get 3 stents put in.
Wow.
So you can be
Just off of a simple test. Look at that.
and
See,
he
yes.
wouldn't, and he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have known until he had and it's counterintuitive. Tell me if I'm wrong here, but what I've heard is it's counterintuitive because we talked about this with long-term care, is it's counterintuitive, but the healthier you are, the more likely you are to need long-term care, because what happens is your body will mask other symptoms or it'll support like things that are going wrong. Whereas if you're already kind of baseline not doing well,
Right.
if you have a heart issue, you're like, ugh, it's like really, there's nothing to compensate, right? So you might get it checked out a lot sooner than someone who has all these other systems built around to support it. And
Plus, maybe your heart. I know you do Pilates. You take care of your body. You believe in exercise, physical and mental health. There are many. The heart learns to remodel and respond to stress, and so you may not even feel what another woman that has maybe perhaps multiple medical problems would feel earlier on. So having that CT really gives you that reassurance. Anything, not even if you want the CT or not, you're afraid of radiation. There's also the stress test. There are many options, but at least have the conversation with your doctor about what are my options to know about my heart health.
And I will tell you, like so I paid out of pocket. I want to say it was like a few $100s. Like I don't know the price. I don't know where you live. I don't know, but I'm saying it wasn't. Now a few $100s for somebody who is like paycheck to paycheck. I understand that's a challenge. I would tell you, like, maybe put a pause on your gym membership for like a month or two. Maybe don't get your nails done. Maybe just don't go out for drinks that much. Whatever it is, like
skip a dinner.
When you think about it, like $300, you can rack that up in mindless things that you can actually go without.
Yes.
And maybe the gym membership don't, but I'm just saying, like, there are things that we do that are mindless. Like, give up Starbucks for 2 months.
Yeah,
literally give up Starbucks for 2 months, get the coffee in the office or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And pay for that CT scan. And I think when I got that done, I think when you called me and you were like, you need to frame that. I remember that. You did. And I was like,
I don't see that too often.
No.
so
I felt
really, I will also tell
really
you,
happy.
so I'm also, I wanted you to come on here because I'm guilty of probably all the women who are listening who are like, do I really need to do this? How important is it? So I went and got, so Sarika's other friend is my naturopath, who's also been on.
Yes.
And
amazing. Yeah.
probably like 5 or 6 years ago,
Who, by the way, needs to come in for her own CT scan.
Oh, girl, I will talk. Dr. Linda Kashaba, I'm coming for you, girl. I am coming for you. So, but she's the one who, like 5 or 6 years ago, ran a panel for me, just a blood, and she found so not only did she test for cholesterol, but she tested for lipoprotein A.
Yeah, you had a genetic factor that you had no idea. I mean, you became inquisitive because of your own parents,
Right.
But she had told me, so that I'm like, don't have shame around it. Okay, if you haven't done it, or you're thinking not me,
Right.
So I find out I have this genetic marker that puts me at higher risk because of like my cholesterol is actually anyway.
And can you believe that most doctors are not even testing that?
They are not, but they're starting to. They're starting to, but you can ask for it.
Right.
They're running. So ask for it. Lipoprotein A.
Yes.
You're getting. Go ahead.
Yes, so I had to start seeing a cardiologist, like, I don't know, maybe it was when I turned, like, maybe 49. My father died at 56, heart attack. Okay. You know, my mom died at 61. She had cancer, but I, like, genetically, I've always had high blood pressure. It's just genetics. Right. So when I did see when he was going through all my numbers and everything, he was like, the lipoprotein, he was like, you won the genetic lottery on that one. You're fine. And I was like, how can that be possible with all these other disastrous things that my family left for me? And he was like,
do not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah,
lady.
he said, just
take
yourself,
the win and move on.
Count yourself lucky. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Do you want to?
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up.
Can you talk about it?
Yes, I would love to. So I think most cardiologists or physicians will focus on just the cholesterol panel, or even now we know it's beyond just lipoprotein A. There's ApoB and LP-PLA2. There's so many other inflammatory markers within your heart arteries that did we check all of them?
Right.
Do we know which one in you or other ones in Nicole are elevated? We really are not, that's not part of the so-called guidelines, but they're always nearly 10 years behind. So we have to be proactive, and I think that's one of the proudest things in my clinic is we have to be the cavalier. We have to be the ones that are going to change that, because other things are going to take time to catch up. And I know you're speaking of patients. I mean, my own mom. I mean, my parents. They might be on Medicare or fixed income. Things can be expensive, but it's a small investment. Insurance is coming around, and perhaps they even cover it. So check with them. But it is almost a life-saving test because it changes how you think about your own body. I bet it changed how what you were asking for.
Yes. No, definitely. So, and I even asked after we were done with everything, I'm like, okay, so can I go off of my blood pressure medicine? And he was like,
always ask that.
Yeah. He said, no, not with your genetic history.
He's like, now take that out of the win column.
Yeah. He was like, you're going to be taking that forever. He's like, you're on such a low dose. It just helps, right? Yeah. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you.
Okay. So I have to make 2 points. One is that sometimes when you go get testing, you're hesitant to get it because you're burying your head in the sand because you're like, I don't want to know.
Well, it's kind of scary. You don't know. I know one of the things they had to do for me is he's like, and I still don't remember, but he's like, you have an extra little like zzz to your heartbeat, It's not just like beat. Yeah. He's like, it's a little extra. He's like, you got a little extra something. We're going to look at that. And so he's like, it's nothing crazy. It's just a little extra. And I'm like, that's where I get all my energy from. I just go and,
it's the extra beat.
That's exactly
I don't think that's what he meant, Kathleen.
I know.
That's what
No,
he meant.
it's not. I know.
But I would say the coolest thing, and I want you to talk about this, Dr. Desai, is that the coolest thing that I feel about going and getting your heart checked, if there is something a little off, I feel like 9.9 times out of 10, there's something you can do about it.
Yes.
So it's empowering.
Very
Don't
much.
be afraid of it.
Can I talk about you again?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I love it. It's my favorite subject. Talk about me. Here goes.
Like I'm totally I'm using Nicole as my
Poster
experimental.
child for all the things like she did wrong and then she fixed. And
No, you've been actually very good. I think, so to your original point, there are many patients that I think do want to bury their head in the sand and not know. But if it's something modifiable early on, why not do it? And so heart disease is one of those that you're empowered to fix something if possible, right? So just do it. Secondarily, I would say, like when we did, we were looking for plaque up here.
Yep.
Because we thought if plaque can happen in the heart, it can happen in other vascular beds. You've got your kidney arteries. You've got your kidney arteries, you've got your carotid arteries. And in Nicole, we just found some minor anomaly, but we're going to check it out. And we're going to make sure everything's okay.
I told Kathleen, I'm like, Kathleen, I'm having a panic attack because I found out that I have tortuous arteries. And Kathleen was like, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't really know, but it's supposed to go straight and mine don't. And then I went back into my office and she came in, she's like, did you ask ChatGPT what it means? So I actually got on ChatGPT and it was basically like, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a big deal.
Exactly.
But you need to, I need to get it checked again because
Monitor
what
it. Yeah.
because what happens if it's twisty, it's easier for plaque to build up.
Right,
Right. It's
exactly.
nothing like I'm not going to die tomorrow.
Right.
No.
Thank you,
right.
ChatGPT.
I know. It's like instant.
Dr. Desai and ChatGPT. No,
I know.
Nicole, you're not
It's funny
dying
how
tomorrow.
Dr. Desai hide your wrist, but ChatGPT comes to you.
Wait, say that
Well, no,
one more
but you said don't worry. You actually said not a big deal. Don't worry about it. We're just going to check. And I was like, she said it's not a big deal, but is it really not a big deal? Is it really not a
It's
big
one
deal?
of those things. It's like I always say, I'm like, I got my PhD from WebMD because remember back in the day when we would just WebMD everything.
Oh, yeah.
I never did that.
Yeah.
I never jumped on that band because I trusted all my physicians.
Yes.
And
Well,
they
but
Well, it
I
can
would
also
do it
drive you into different spaces.
That's exactly
right?
it. Well, I would do
Spiraling,
it
like-
before I saw the
it's
physician.
like the QAnon
not
of the
after.
medical community.
All of a
And
sudden
you are
think
crazy
have
if you believe in
everything.
that. Sorry. Anyway.
100% agree with you. Yes. No. So I think it's good to look up like you did if there is something that you need to understand better, right?
Yeah.
Where the doctor did explain it, but hey, I want to do a little bit. But I think when patients use it to define what their next steps are, or like you should be ordering this. Like I have a patient right now that just briefly, they just want every test under the sun. I'm also not that doctor. I'm not there to order every test under the sun because that's not the proper practice of medicine. That just isn't. We're there to, of course, look and prevent and do what's right. But it's also, you don't want to go overboard with that, right?
No.
And so a lot of patients have anxiety. And then what happens? There's no end to the test. So I know there are many women that are thinking that I'm going to go into her and now she's going to order 10 tests. And then she's going to order even more tests. And now I'm going to be on 10 medications.
No, this happens in finance as well.
It
I
is.
feel like these are very similar.
Oh no, we have no. I was on a yes.
Yeah.
We get clients every once in a while that will go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And my job. So one of my clients, his son came in one day and sat down with me. He's like, I just want to understand what you do and blah, blah. And at the end he goes, so you're kind of like a money therapist. And I am. I'm a money therapist. Most of my job is not really talking about, I don't know, whatever stock
The
is the
next
hot
big
thing.
pick.
Or
Yeah.
it's really about calming people down
Right.
and giving them appropriate avenues and feeding their brain
Yeah.
good research as opposed to all the crazy stuff that's out there.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
So I'm going to out myself, which is, Dr. Kashaba found this anomaly however many years ago. And it might've been more than, and I was like, and then she said, you should go see a cardiologist for further testing. Here's Dr. Desai's info. And I was like,
And at that time, it was experimental. It was considered experimental.
and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, sounds great. I'll do that someday. And then
Right, yeah.
like 2 years later, both of my parents had open heart surgery within a month of each other, which was
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
so insane.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, where's that cardiologist number that Dr.
person.
Kashava gave me? Like, I know
Right.
it's somewhere. And then I'm like, Dr. Desai. And that's
Yeah,
when
it's a big life event.
it
for
is.
you.
But you don't have to have a big life event. You don't have to, you don't have to have a wake up call. Just be proactive. You're already getting blood tests. Like I would say, at least ask for the lipoprotein A and that calcium score. Just get a baseline.
Right.
Right. That's all. These are not big asks, but they can really head some things off.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that for you, and I think for most people, I'm guilty of it too. It does take that life event to make you realize, oh, can I say shit?
Oh my gosh. We've talked about porn.
If shit hits the fan, oh my God, yeah.
Yes,
I better.
you can
And
definitely
I'm
say
guilty of
shit.
it myself, from the patient side and from the doctor's side, because you think, oh man, this person now has a malignancy or a cancer, and is that could, like colonoscopies now, it's 45, right?
Right.
And didn't know that my father had an abnormality, which then predisposed me because I'm in cardiology and we know what we know, and you don't even think
You're
about
like,
your risk for.
I'm here. This is my happy place. This is my safety dance.
I don't
Like
even
you don't
check
know
any other
what's doing.
organ.
No, no.
The heart controls everything essentially, right?
Yes.
I mean, you have to have your heart.
You
so.
do. I know we argue between the neurosurgeons and the brain and cardiologists, but listen, if this is going, but you don't have any of this, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Would you share your story about how you became interested in being a cardiologist and kind of like that bigger story with the crazy connections?
Yes, no, I'm really glad you asked, because that's exactly where I was about to go. My own mother, the pregnancy with me went fine, but the pregnancy with my little brother, she was 32, had a heart murmur, and they just dismissed it. They just kind of, check it out when you want. And this is, maternal health is a big issue in this country, even though we're a first world nation.
Yeah.
And we have one of the highest mortality rates. Now, I'm not an OBGYN, but it matters to me because there is a cardio OB connection. And there are
100%.
women who develop heart disease while they're pregnant and post-pregnancy. And so, unbeknownst to my mother, one night we're supposed to be getting on a plane to India, thousands of dollars spent to see my grandparents for the first time, all these things. And my mom starts complaining about, actually, speaking of symptoms occurring differently in women, she didn't have chest pain. She had abdominal pain, which initially just felt like gas to her. And she was just doing all these home remedies.
And she was pregnant?
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
She had delivered my brother.
Oh, she had delivered. Okay.
Right. And I think it was between 6 months to a year after that. But the murmur was never evaluated. She was never told, go see a cardiologist or follow up on this at some point. And it turns out that when my mom was a little girl, she actually had rheumatic fever. And so that was something called rheumatic valvular heart disease. And she had 0.01 millimeters left before that valve was going to close. And we would have completely lost her. And it was a cardiologist who saved my mother's life. And at that time, I mean, they were business owners. They didn't even think about the insurance. This was like 1970s. And he went above and beyond to, transfer my mom, get her to the right doctor.
So she didn't go to India. She goes
thank
to the
goodness.
hospital.
Instead of getting on that plane, I can't even think about it or say it, but I think, thank goodness that she did not get on the plane. She ended up going to the ER because then it seemed like it just was unrelenting. The pain was unrelenting. And then she, at the hospital, met this wonderful, just for her, who's another God, he completely took on my mom's case. She was so young and transferred her so the therapy that my mother needed was experimental at the time and new. And they ballooned her valve open and saved her life. And it's been running good. So can I share a crazy, wild story?
I love this.
I'm a I think I told Nicole this, but I am a cardiology fellow in training in Phoenix, Arizona. All this went down in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, wow.
This is 25 years later. And I'm in the OR. I'm learning how to put in a pacemaker. And I'm talking to one of the nurses. And I'm telling her my mom's story. And she goes, I know that doctor. I said, are you serious?
Did you start crying? Because I would have started crying.
Kathleen may start crying. Kathleen may start crying. This is amazing.
Just truly things are meant to be.
God winks. We call them God winks.
Yeah.
It is just like that OR, that hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, at that moment in the universe. It's just.
And you just happen to tell the story to the person who could make the connection.
Right.
Like, how many people do you tell that story to?
Oh, I actually rarely say that.
Right?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's a really fair point. Exactly, because it is a very emotional story for me, and you know, as a female cardiologist, you have to be very rough and tough.
Oh, yeah. As a female financial advisor, there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball.
That's right. So I emailed him. He was in New York, and he was just the most humble person. But I said, "Thank you for saving my mother's life." And
Can you imagine getting that?
No, I love this so much.
Yeah, it really inspired both my brother and I. I mean, we couldn't think of anything else. I mean, we used to play in the cardiologist's office, and you know, he took care of my mom for years. He came to our home events, and never once did he think that he was. I mean, the humility of the. They were both, by the way. His wife was in the 1960s. A female cardiologist.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they were a power couple, and I just had so much to look up to. And there were no physicians in my family, and nobody really, I don't know, I think nobody really expected us to sort of make it, but we did.
There you go.
You know, there wasn't like this amazing mentor out there or anything, but you know, where there's a will, there's a way, and you want to make it happen, you keep trying, and you know, things just fall into place. And so that's how the interest in cardiology began. And then it just grew and grew, because you just start to think you have this huge problem in women, minority women especially. Me being, I was born in the United States, but of South Asian descent, it's the #1 killer. And, you know, there's
for South
Asians,
Asian
Hispanics have the highest mortality from heart disease.
is why. Yeah. What is that? Is it
I think
diet?
There's a great study going on.
No, because
majority are usually vegetarian. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're eating healthy. It's good, still could
Look,
be greasy
fried
and
is
oily
fried.
and fried.
Fried is fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
fried
love
is
my
delicious.
Indian food from the restaurant.
I just saw this it was a cooking thing, and anyway, he was like, we're going to make fried cabbage. I was like, why fry the cabbage? Like, she's just like,
It tastes so good.
I know. I've actually never had fried cabbage before, so I was like, that's interesting.
Have you had fried cabbage?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's a
that's
Southern
amazing.
thing.
Yeah. It must be. No, you're right. I think that's what it is. And so it could be the diet, it could be genetics, it could be a lot of factors. But I think, I think people, particularly culturally, like my mom would have never asked for a heart checkup, because she's busy taking care of us. She's helping my dad. I don't think, and the stuff that she went through, even how I think mistreated she was because she never spoke up, has made me an even bigger advocate, right? Like having a tube jammed in your nose 20 times, like things that shouldn't, there's just things that I like flash back to being 7 and 9 years old. And I think when you have that mentality as a doctor that you don't ever want that to happen to somebody else, it makes you a good doctor and it makes you a fighter.
Yeah.
Because those are core memories. Like that can't help but just direct the direction of your life.
That's so true. Like, I think, you know, it's funny because I always tell Nicole this, like my parents, I think they thought. Well,
when I go see Dr. Desai, we actually do talk about medical things, I promise. But we literally have 15 minutes where we're like, la, 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 la.
we're like, let's hit the bullet point list.
Hi, hello, go. Okay, now we're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But I think it's a personal passion of mine that if I think we have to get into the communities, we have to get in early, and we have to really tell women, you got to go and get checked. And I don't want any doctor to even go through, and I'm sure unfortunately they have, but to be in those situations where you feel almost guilty that you didn't ask the spouse or you didn't. And I know it's not a guilt I should have, but there are things that if there's something that can be done, you need to do it. You need to do it. And it's as simple as asking, like, how are you feeling today? Have you been feeling okay? You know, it was funny. I was at my son's birthday party at the Trend Park recently. Of course. and a mom, out of all the moms, one mom asked me, how are you? You know, genuinely, with the thought, like, how are you?
Yeah.
You know, how many times
And you're like,
I actually had to pause and say, yeah, you know, like everyone just expects you to be on this treadmill and do everything, and you're the planner, and you're the employer, you're doing everything, and
you're carrying
like,
the emotional
wait a
load
minute.
for the family, and you are, you know, you're the scheduler for the entire family, and you're
Yes, I'm a
running.
glorified assistant right now.
Oh, you are the CEO of Family Inc. And it is a thankless, underpaid job. And yeah. And you know what? It does it. So get ready, because our kids are older, and now we just found this meme, and it's like, someone's like, oh, your kids are older, it must be so great. And it's like, I have never paid or prayed as much as I have
It's so true.
nowadays.
They just get more expensive.
So sorry.
Yeah.
It's a lot now, but
it's like the bigger they get, the bigger issues they are. You know, it's just like, you know, then my son turns 16 and he gets a car and he crashes it. Then he,
Crashes it again.
Then he hits
Then
a
he
parked
crashes
car,
it again.
and then he gets a ticket.
We are
I'm
not
like,
exaggerating.
When are you going to
my
stop?
God.
Like, you're not allowed to drive right now. And oh gosh, my husband is our insurance agent, and when my son hit the parked car, he just was going to the grocery store to pick something up,
You
and
need to check his blood pressure.
Oh no! My husband,
yeah.
no, but this is so funny.
Yes.
My husband's outside. He's watering flowers. He's just like do do do, and I'm like, oh Lord, I'm going to go break him up right now. So I open the door. I'm like, I just got to tell you, this is not good. He's like, what? And I go, Bailey hit a parked car, and he's like, are you kidding me? I was like, and I'm going to bed. I am not going to be downstairs. I don't want to hear the wrath.
Yeah, you're like,
And this is another reason you need to get that cuff. So I've been checking my
Yes,
blood pressure.
yes.
It's okay. So
How is it?
So it goes like this, and it's
I had
not.
Nicole just check her morning.
That's what
and
she
evening.
said.
I said I just want to dig into this a little bit more.
It's
Yeah.
not
And Nicole's
total.
like, where do I buy the cuff? Which I think is an important point on your podcast.
Okay, so actually,
Can we
let's talk about the
that for
cuff.
a
Yeah, let's
minute?
talk about the cuff.
Yes.
Yeah, like how did you find it?
Okay, so you checked my levels and everything, and you're like, hey, the blood pressure, like it's my resting blood pressure is
Right.
like borderline a little bit, and it's always been low. And so you were like, you need to get this cuff, which you can get on Amazon. I think it was like $63.
You sent it to me,
and it's called
Yes.
like Omron.
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 And there's several.
OMRON.
OMRON. There's
I
Welchallyn. There's a bunch of them. You can take your pick.
So that one I really do like.
Yes.
It's like bulletproof, super easy, and I have an app on my phone. I can show you my data.
Yes. You don't have to write anything down. You don't have to remember anything.
That's
It's
what
all
I
there.
love, because like I manually track mine, and I'm like, I didn't know there was an app for that.
Yeah, it's really
I mean,
cool.
I figured there was, but not. And it's so funny because my cardiologist, I had to take my cuff to him, and he's like, yours reads 10 points higher than mine does, so just keep that into consideration when you're doing your testing. And then and I lost what I was going to say about that. Oh, I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, you have a cuff. I have a cuff.
But I want to get your
That's
cuff.
what's important.
I want to get the cuff that tracks
Yeah,
on
she's
the
got
app.
a good one. We're going to make sure you get
Yes.
that one.
You need to
Yes,
get that one.
I will.
I shared it with her. I
Yes.
sent
Yeah.
it to her. You probably didn't order it
just
already
makes
because
it
it's
Not
for
yet.
you.
easy.
Well, it
It
was
makes
just
it
last
super
night.
easy.
Was it last night? I think, or the day before
Yeah,
yesterday.
because I just talked to you, I think, so maybe just a
Yeah,
few
it was
days ago.
probably, but I'm like, why didn't you do it immediately?
I was like, I think you just gave it to me yesterday. I've been working.
Why
It's
didn't
an
you?
office gift.
Yes, put it on the company card. Everybody's getting
Everybody
an
getting a
Omron.
BB cup.
Everybody's getting one. But I'm wondering two things. So I did shift away from, I used to be a runner, and
that's right.
then I got, what's it called? What is it?
The
What's-
Pilates.
No, well, what's the thing that you get on the bike and everyone
the
has
Peloton.
it?
Oh,
the
Peloton.
Peloton, yes.
So I did Peloton for a long time because running was hard, but then on my knees. But then I started doing Pilates, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. But now I think I need to get back on the Peloton.
You think so?
Is that, well, you tell me, you're the doctor.
Yeah, you're probably getting the strength training, but the cardiovascular bit is, but some Pilates does that too, but you're probably not getting the intensity that you were when you were running.
I think I need to do that. And can you also tell people they don't need to kill themselves with the, like,
CrossFit and all that.
You don't have to kill yourself. Like, you can
Get big and
walk.
bulky.
And so Sam Yo on my on Peloton, he's like my like Zen master. Like, if I was like not feeling super crazy, I would do, but I'm like, I can just do a 20-minute Sam Yo. Like,
I can speak to what you're asking first. I literally sometimes have 15 minutes in between picking my children or working or in between patients, and I'm on that Peloton. It has been a lifesaver because I can't get out. I can't go 15 minutes to the mountain, even though I want to take my dog or whatever I do. But it's a quick workout. I use Alina. I love her. But
oh, I love it. Oh my God.
My
I love
husband got me into
Alina.
Alina.
Robin. I love
Yeah, she's
Robin.
good too.
I love Alex. Like, I love
I was not the
Jess.
Peloton person. I actually thought you people were a little crazy.
We are.
I'm like, I don't know about these spinster or not supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bike-
No.
cyclists. But no, you it's the truth. I feel even if it's 15 minutes, it is really, really important. It just changes your entire level of, brings down your stress, makes you zen again, and then you can refocus. And as moms and working moms, if that's all you can do, that's okay. Even in between, I started a new thing last year where I think Nicole even commented, because it's shocking how much weight you do gain after having the children and then trying to get that off. And now I'm like, it's been a couple of years and I'm just like, can't fit into a pair of pants. And I said, so now in between dropping off my kids and starting my clinic, I hike this quick mountain. It takes me 35 minutes. but I'm going to do that, even if I have to start the first patient a little bit later.
Yeah.
And my patients understand that. They're like, Dr. Desai,
you just
how can
have
you
to.
preach exercising to
It's so
me?
true. And it's the same thing. Like we talk about that at the office. There's a class I love to take, 4:30 on Thursdays. And, I made it the last 2 weeks in a row. And she was so happy to see me yesterday. She's like, 2 weeks. I'm like, I book it every Thursday. I just can't guarantee. Because it's so crazy. But you feel so good when it's done. And it just helps.
It's your first accomplishment.
Yes.
It is. And I think that, so the thing I have loved about the Peloton, there are two things. I love my Pilates class, and I do them at the end of the day because it forces me to leave. Because I'm one of those people who will just keep working and it's never done. So that's like a little trick. Just book your thing at the end of the day, like your group class. But I like having the Peloton in the morning because it's right there. So in the morning, you're like,
It revs up all your good hormones. It gets you, your cortisol is highest in the morning.
Yeah.
Your heart attack risk is highest in the morning. And so it's very good to engage if you're cardiovascularly fit and you've gotten your heart checked out and you're okay to get that exercise going first thing in the morning. Because you really, I think colloquially they say to get the juices going.
Yes.
But it really has science behind it. And you got to get going.
I would also say Peloton. A lot of people get a Peloton and then they're like, I'm not using it. And so you can get it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
You can get it on Craigslist, like wherever you can get used ones. So don't worry. Like, you don't have to get a brand new one if budget is an issue. And it's like, sometimes people will be like, you can just get it. And like, cause I am not using it. Like if you can just haul it away same day, you can have it.
Oh yeah. There's so many retirees in Arizona that can't use it anymore. Like Facebook Marketplace. I think there's like 200 Pelotons listed.
Wow.
So insane. So don't, like it does.
Cost may not be an issue. You
can
get it.
Yeah. So again, like it's just making a budget for the things that are going to create longevity for you. And there are a million side benefits of exercising, but
but the cardiovascular benefit, I think if, whether it was the medication for your hypertension or anything, the most important thing that the cardiologist is going to tell you is to keep moving.
Yes.
If you can even get the 5-10 minutes, I mean, maybe like you guys have a tri-level building, even if it's going up and down, I mean, just keep moving.
Yes.
And that's for everything. That's not just cardiology.
Yeah,
that's like
everything.
Every doctor will be like, get up and down, like, because once you've lost it, it's so much harder to gain it back.
Yes, it is.
Oh, girl.
Right. Keep that blood moving, right?
So I know we could talk a million years. I love you so much. But what's like we're going to wrap it up. We're going to leave with one good thing. But what is your, as the expert? Oh, can I also say that like Mayo actually refers patients to you? So I need to like,
Did I tell you that last time?
Like people tell me everything. I am that person.
Nicole knows everybody.
No, and people will tell me the craziest. I come from my mother's side of the family. We're all psychoanalysts. So I think it's like in my DNA, and people just tell me and I'm also a vault. Like I will tell all my secrets, but like you tell me something, like it's going to the grave with me. Mm-hmm. So, but I think that's important because it's that Mayo is the undisputed like pinnacle of the health industry, right?
Yeah,
and they refer patients to you. So
thank you for we started in a, if I may, there's a section of cardiology which is still being defined, and that's called autonomic disorders. And many people really put it on the map after COVID. And who's afflicted? Primarily women, 10 to 1.
Interesting.
Whoa. All right, what is that? Now I got my popcorn
it's called
out.
POTS, not the pot that you're thinking about, but POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia.
I have friends who have that.
You know about it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But all I know is they have it. I don't know what it is. What is it?
So they can't even, no matter what they try to do, like going to the grocery store, bending forward, trying to lift something, trying to lift their child, if they're a mom, they just get dizzy, lightheaded. Their heart rate's beyond elevated. It's usually 140, 150, just taking a couple steps.
That's crazy.
And they have brain fog and nausea, and it's very difficult for doctors to put it all together because it affects multiple systems. But having a holistic perspective in our clinic and having, honestly, it's not, there are patients that can't work and they often don't have insurance, and you need to help them. And so we took it on way before COVID because we wanted to help. I wasn't taught about it in a medical school. I learned myself, and even to this day, I'm humbled by every POTS patient because she is different. And it affects men too, by the way. And men will come back and say the same story, which is that they were dismissed as having anxiety or thought to be crazy in the head. which is just wild to me, right? Like, you don't think that men are going to be told this. So anyway,
You're
gist
like,
of it-
white men are dismissed?
I'm sitting here going, I think that's
What?
going to be you.
Welcome to the club, bitches. How you like me now? How you like that?
How did that feel? No, you're right. It's high level executives.
We love our white men, by the way.
We love all men.
We love all men.
But yeah. So anyway, we have been fortunate enough to be selected by Mayo to have many of the referrals come to us and help these often young men and women, but all ages. And what an honor in your life to be initially told that you would never survive at a time where all private practices were being brought up, that I would never exist, that you would not make it, and then to have that happen, I think is something that, it puts things into perspective, and it makes me feel very honored. And thank you for even saying that, because we don't put it on some label. It's not even on our waiting room.
Women are terrible about promoting themselves. Like,
Yeah, I
we
definitely-
need to do a better job of that.
Yeah.
But we also need to, as women, like, elevate each other and be each other's cheerleader.
Yep.
Yeah. And you always have in many respects. I know you're in finance, but you really, even as a patient, which is what I love about my patients, they're my friends.
I love it.
And our clients,
Yes.
like, we love our clients, even the crazy ones.
They're like family.
We love them. They are family, and we are protective, and we want to bubble wrap them and like have the best things happen for them. I have totally messed up. You need to tell people where your practice is, what the name is, tell them how to find you, give them your phone number, give them your web address. Like, please just do all of those things right now.
Okay, thank you. So it's Arizona Heart 360.
360, like the number. It's not written out.
Integrative Total Health. And we are located right in North Phoenix. We're just 3 miles west of Desert Ridge. And we are very much open to hearing your experience if you just have questions. We're not one of these practices where you call and you're going through 10 different people. We really care about our patients, and we really want to see medicine change its perspective and be more integrative and holistic, even when it comes to heart health.
All right. So what's the phone number and what's your web address?
Oh, yes. So the phone number is 623-404-3115, and it's ArizonaHeart360.com.
I love that.
It was great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I know. We may need to have you
I feel
back.
like this was like, I just needed a drink.
That's
We usually have it. I'm
Yes.
so sorry. It was disaster day.
We were running
We usually
late.
have Prosecco. Next time you come on, we'll have drinks.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have you and we'll have Dr. Kashaba back.
Bottles, Nicole.
Oh, good. Good. We can all bring our
My
own.
husband's like, you constantly buy red wine from Costco. I said it's heart healthy. Just because it says men are allowed to have 2 glasses does not mean women can't either.
Yes, I love that. Mr. Wilson, husband, did you hear what she just
Oh,
said?
yeah. She's a doctor. We have to
know.
listen to her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so one good thing. We always leave with one good thing that happened to us recently, preferably in the last week. I know I sprung it on you last minute. So if you have one, you can throw it out there. If you need a pause, Kat and I can go.
Yeah.
No, I think, I know it's cliche about Google reviews and things, but as a doctor, I'm not just some random business. I read those myself.
Oh, wow.
And I had a recent VA nurse who's been working there with veterans for close to 30 years in complete shambles after she went to visit her son for his football game. Oh. And just could not even walk or work, completely debilitated. And we have now made her completely functional. She's back at work as of May of 2026. And it happened over the course of 6. And we did not ask her. We did not ask her. Sometimes we do, but we did not ask her. And I genuinely, particularly in my training, I was the one resident that was always at the VA. I have a deep gratitude to the state of Arizona, to our country. I just, it's given so much. And so to have those words spoken about what we do, I think it's so impactful because she's now opened so many other people's eyes as they're reading her
Because
words.
she's in the medical field.
And she's vocalized her own story that it can happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, I it's something small, but I read it and it really made my day.
I love that.
Power to what we do, because even as doctors, you can get into this. I'm sure you feel it. You just get into this grind. And I was talking about my husband yesterday. I said, my gosh, this just feels like a treadmill sometimes, but then that makes you stop just like your kids often make you stop and you say, okay, wait a minute.
We say that too. We say we have to get off the hamster wheel.
Yes.
I mean, we don't get off the hamster wheel,
No.
but we say that.
We hang on.
We hang on. We're on.
We're like,
Hair's
then
blowing.
Then we get back in there. We're
Yes.
like, keep going.
Keep going.
We do. You're exactly right.
All right. What's your one good thing?
Oh, actually, this is really exciting. So, my daughter's home from school, but she just turned 21, so she's hanging out with all of her friends all the time.
Drinking.
Her girlfriend at her apartment. She's going to school to be an architect, so she has super stressful
lovely.
years.
Yes.
I mean, like
Also
years.
male-dominated industry.
Yes,
Yes, I'm
yes. And she
learning.
just got that. My last good thing was that she just got promoted on to the next step. So there's only 90 spots available, and she made it. But my good thing is that she's always with her friends. And my son went on a vacation with their family, and so my husband and I get a kid-free weekend this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
That never happens ever.
There's hope.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so grateful for that.
my
And
gosh.
actually,
Enjoy
earlier
that
today, he said, "Hey, do you have any dinner plans tonight?" I'm like, "I have nothing planned this entire weekend." And he's like, "Do you mind if I make plans?" I'm like, "No, I would love that.
You too.
Please do it." Yes. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah,
and then
that
I'm
is
probably gonna go
nice.
home and fall asleep on the couch by 7:45.
Yeah.
It's been a
Your
week.
favorite TV show, right?
I know. Yes,
And not
exactly.
somebody
That's right. And not right.
Yeah.
Right. So my one good thing was, so I have, he's a family friend. I became friends with him because he played football at University of Michigan with my friend's son, and then they both went into the NFL. And I've known him. So he now has kids the same age as my kids were when I met him. And he's out of the NFL now. And he used to live here, him and his wife. They have 3 beautiful kids, but he moved to Ohio. And he is recently transitioned out of the NFL. And I worked with him as a mentor after he was trying to build his business out of the NFL. And
I remember that.
he's the most amazing human being on the planet. And anyone who knows him will say the same thing. And also, like, I did a lot of research on this. So, and people look at, first of all, I don't care about football. Like, we talked about this earlier.
We use the analogies though.
I will
put it
use the
together.
analogy, like, I'm your financial quarterback, whatever it is. But, like,
Yeah.
I half the time I don't know what I'm talking about. But I literally don't know anything about football. And but when they were, and anyway, so it's a very lonely lifestyle, and people don't realize that. Like, these guys get traded around. They're kids, okay, and then they're there for a season, and sometimes there's connections, sometimes there's not, and then they're training somewhere, and they're kids, right? Yeah. And so I would like. And they would train here. He was a linebacker. They would train here in Chandler. There's some kind of facility. And I'd feed him. And he had this other friend, Larry. I'd feed Patrick and Larry. And I'd cook and I'd take them out to dinner because when they were in the NFL, because everyone else is like, I don't think everyone else, but a lot of other people were probably like, what are you going to do for me? And I wanted these boys to be like, I'm your mom. Like and like Patrick actually calls me Mama Nicole. And so he and people don't also know this. There's actually a very high suicide rate for ex NFL players, like, or that they have like high at least with like suicidal ideation. Like it's very common. Right. And because you go from being like all in, you get this team and you're like the best, and there's no job.
All the hits they take.
All of the hits.
Yep.
Right.
All of the hits. And then but then you're like, now you're done. And now you're just a person, and your whole life, probably since you were itty bitty and Pop Warner or whatever else, like all through high school, football. And then it's like, and now go live your life. And you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Right.
It is. So he FaceTimed me. And I was in a meeting with a client. I'm like, it's my son. I just have to put you on hold for a minute. And I'm like, Patrick. And I was like, he's like, I'm like, can I call you back in 5 minutes? So anyway, I'm going to start working and mentoring him again, like once a month. And I just like love that he reached out to me, you know, and he's like, and he's just like one of the best people, and I want to see him be successful, and I want to see his family be successful. And
well, as you said, so many people are taking from him, but you're giving.
Yeah, and we talked about that. Like, as a business owner, how many times are like we're giving for someone to be like, oh, how about this for you? So anyway, so I just like that was like that made my week. I was like, oh, he needs me. like, I'm here for you, baby. I'll help you out. And I love his whole little family. So anyway, that was my, like, that was just a great, because it was a disaster week. And I was like, oh, I needed me some Patrick.
Yes.
So
No,
anyway,
it's so
that was
wonderful.
my
Now me
one.
ordering more tests on you.
No, no, I'm fine. And I trust you and I believe you. And
It's going to be negative.
yeah, you're like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And
I'm
I
just
was
being
like,
an OCD cardiologist and making sure.
No.
We appreciate that.
I know, and you know me, and you know me. Like,
Yep.
I would rather
I
know
know
and be
you.
empowered and figure it out.
Yes.
And like one of the things I did was I gave up pork and red meat, and that lowered my cholesterol like
That's why
huge.
your CT's 0.
Right? It's and by the way, like, it wasn't a big thing. Anyway, so bring back to me, my favorite subject. And,
No,
and
can I speak on that for a minute? I know
Yes.
people in Arizona love their red meat. And steakhouses are galore, but it's one little change that goes so far.
Can you talk about how, just real quick, like how much of a difference that makes if you give up red meat?
Yes, no,
and
actually,
pork,
that was one
it's
of the
the other
biggest
white meat,
things
but
Right.
Yes, so it doesn't matter if it's grass fed or you're, I don't know, shipping it from Japan. Like, it just does not matter.
monks are rubbing it, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's getting a
doesn't matter. They
massage
fed
before
it
you're
sake. Does not matter, y'all. Does not matter.
I get asked these crazy questions. If I import
You're
it from
like,
Japan
nope, still red
overnight-
meat. Nope, still red meat. Nope, still red meat.
Red meat directly causes, through different mediators, but causes plaque to perfolate, and so it's not a healthy meat. If you lean meats are okay. You want to do bison. And I'm vegetarian myself, but my husband eats everything.
Wait
and
a
that's
minute.
great.
Wait, can I eat game? Can I eat like elk and deer?
Elk, I don't know about deer. I have to look into that. But
Okay,
I think
can you
elk
fi-
and bison are okay.
Okay, can you find out? Because my
I
boyfriend's a hunter, and I'm like, I don't eat pork or red meat, and he's like, can you just take a bite of this? And I'll be like, one bite. But now, like, if I could eat that stuff,
Yeah.
like, which actually, like, that stuff is good
Right.
if you do it the right way. I
Yes.
don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
but
Yeah, and you don't want to take everything away from somebody, but something that can help.
now here's
you
the thing.
prevent
I
your
don't really.
plaque.
I like part of me is like, okay, I can have one bite. Thank God. I love you, Jonathan.
That's exactly right. So just modification, if anything. If you're somebody that eats red meat like 3 times a week, make it once a month. Everything is the process. You don't have to go
Yeah.
0 to 360
Right.
from the beginning, but just start to cut back, and you yourself will notice changes. Like, you're glowing because you don't eat red meat.
Thank you.
Yes, she's always glowing.
Thank you. And yeah, so that's every time you turn around, there's some other thing. There's the little nugget. So we're gonna have you on again.
Yes.
Oh, I would love that. Thank
Yes.
you for having me today.
Thank you for coming. And usually we have alcohol. Next time we'll have alcohol because at the end we always cheers. So let's pretend cheers, and then we say
Cheers.
press and hold because that's like a hug with your
Oh, I
glass,
love
right?
that.
It is.
Cheers. Oh, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I
And
love you
hopefully
both.
We've inspired
Mwah.
some
you.
women.
Yeah, and if there's one woman
Yeah.
or one man
Yep.
who does one thing, we won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly
It was
right.
worth it. So thanks
Wonderful.
everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.